Welcome to an episode of InRange, coming to you today with this Glock.
Well, it's very much like a Glock, but...
It's the DY9 from Derya.
Made in Turkey.
Derya. Oh, it's a TURGLOCKEN.
Yes, it's a TURGLOCKEN.
It's a TURGLOCKEN. So this is a Glock.
It pretty much looks like something between a Gen 4 and a Gen 5 Glock.
And the dry fire sounds like a Glock. Has that ping.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a Glock.
But the difference between this and the Glock is that these are retailing as low as $230 right now.
$230. So it's a $230 Glock. Wow. I mean, in every way, sense, and form, it looks like a Glock. It feels like a Glock. Uses Glock mags.
Yep. It comes with a 15 rounder with a weird base pad on it.
Yep. It looks cool, though.
And interestingly, Glock 19 magazines don't really fit with the mag well in place.
Yeah, just put it in.
Just got to push it in the way. Okay.
You just got to use your use your thumb. Here.
Okay.
They do fit.
All right.
Yeah.
With the mag well in place, I'd probably stick with the 17 rounders.
Yeah. Okay. So with the 19, because of this flared mag well, you have to kind of push it in, but they do work.
Yep.
Okay.
And if you want to, you can remove the mag well.
Sure. But I mean, so I guess the point of this video is, and what we're going to talk about today is that this is a sub $300 Glock.
Yeah. With shipping and transfer fee, I think I'm into this thing less than 270 bucks.
All right. Well, that's something, and I know there's a lot of interest in that sort of stuff in the market, and with the economy we have nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
At the moment, I don't think there's tariffs against Turkey.
No, not right now.
Not yet. So get on it while it's hot. Why don't we turn the camera around and walk us through the gun, and then show us how it actually seems to accept normal Glock parts? Fair?
Okay.
All right.
All right. So as we mentioned, the mag well is removable. There's a metric screw there. You just unscrew it. And it comes with 3 other removable back straps to make it fit to your hand. The magazine catch is reversible. It comes out the same way as a regular Glock magazine catch does. Take it out, flip it around the other side, and you can reinstall it for left-handed use. Field strips just like a Glock. Make sure it's clear, dry fire, pull the slide back slightly, down on the takedown lever, and we'll see that essentially we have a Gen 4, Gen 5 recoil spring in here. One thing that is a little bit different is the extractor is held into this pivoting pin versus the way a Glock holds it in with the plunger assembly and the firing pin safety here, striker safety plunger on a normal Glock. But you'll see there's a pin right there that the extractor is pivoting on. So interestingly, the slides of other 19 Gen 5 firearms, in this case it's a Glock 49, which uses a Glock 19 style frame, drop right on and it appears to function, and we will test that when we're doing live fire too. But to be clear, this is a 19 length slide. It comes with fiber optic sights, red front, green rear, and we will see how it shoots.
This is the Turkish one. And then this is the actual Glock. Yeah, they're the same thing.
Right, X-Tech provided us some of their 17 rounders and 15 rounders for Glocks, Glock 19 style, Glock 17 style. We're going to be using them for the purposes of this test. So we'll get these loaded up and run some ammo through this thing and see how it works.
All right, so these are the very first rounds you fired out of this TURGLOCKEN.
Yep.
You've never fired it once.
Nope.
So what we're going to do is turn around and you're going to put some range leave-ins.
BWA head stamp.
We don't know. And you're going to see if you can hit that target with it.
Well, passes one mag test right out of the box.
Looked okay to me. This is just Winchester white box. First time I've shot the gun. Headshots? So we're just going through all sorts of different ammo. This is MagTech, just 115 grain blue box stuff. Oh, didn't lock open that one time. Ooh, it's hot. Gun's hot. One malfunction.
Which ammo type?
Winchester white box. And then we're okay. So, one so far. So that one malfunction was with the mag that came with the gun. This is one of the X-Tech mags. And upon loading it, I can feel that the spring pressure on this is much stronger than what came with the gun. Same white box, Winchester ammo. And no problem. So far with one malfunction and just feeling how the spring feels in the magazine that came with the gun, I would just say of all the things you might want to upgrade is just go ahead and get an upgraded mag instead of the one that just comes OEM with it. All right, so there was a time lapse there, and we just went through about 500 rounds.
Roughly.
Roughly 500 rounds. We had one malfunction, and it was completely induced by the OEM mag that came with the gun.
Yep.
The gun, you can tell when you're using the OEM mag, the spring is weak. It just doesn't feel right. But we used the X-Tech mags, and we had 0 malfunctions with literally random range-leaving ammunition.
And doing weird shit.
Yeah, I was like upside down at one point, hip. Like I think I was shooting like this without even looking, and it ran fine. Mm-hmm. So that's not like a full durability test, but for sub $300, 500 rounds, one malfunction just with the OEM mag, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, decent.
So what we should do now is you want to put your Glock slide on the Turkish frame and see if it works.
Yeah, let's check it out.
So you've got your Glock slide on the Turkish frame, yeah?
Yep, Gen 5 Glock 49.
All right, let's see if your hand explodes. So it'll pretty much take any Glock parts, it seems like.
Yep. Don't know about triggers, but slide drops right on.
It's a Glock. So this is a dog's lunch of like hollow points?
Yeah, various carry ammo moving out of rotation. We got some Hornady critical defense and some S&B hollow points.
So random hollow points.
So, all worked. You do want to make sure you test any gun you're carrying with your carry ammo.
Yeah, but random hollow points. Okay, so we just put over 500 rounds through this.
In about 15 or 20 minutes total.
It was so hot that I was using the actual slide release because I didn't want to touch the slide. So we had one malfunction that was with the OEM mag, but other than that, with the X-Tech mags and literally random ammunition, including an entire mag of random hollow points, it ran flawlessly.
Yep.
It even took your Glock slide.
That's actually pretty amusing.
So what do you think? $230?
I think that's hard to go wrong.
Yeah.
For someone with a very limited budget, I think this is a reasonable option. We do need to check if it'll fit in some Glock 19 holsters, but we can follow up with that.
Yeah.
But
why would it not? Oh, well, maybe I guess they could change some of the...
Yeah, sometimes the trigger guard geometry can throw that off. But if you're running a light, if you're running like a TLR7 on there and you put in a TLR7 holster, it's going to work because those holsters index on the light. But yeah, for $230, I mean, I think the high end I saw these at was like $250.
The sights didn't fall off. They shot to point of aim.
Yep. The gun ran like holding it weird, as people are wont to do in defensive shooting situations. So pretty hard to go wrong with that. And even if you have a lot of more expensive guns, it might be a good toilet tank gun for you in a Ziploc bag.
I was recently on a podcast of It Could Happen Here with Robert Evans. We were talking about if you were going to get a gun and you were not a person of necessarily lots of means, but if you're going to get a gun and you were determined to get a handgun, not a long arm, I said on it, get a Glock, because it's a Glock. Like Glock's just Glock. They just do the thing. Well, there seems to be a $250 Glock option.
Yeah, and basically for around $500, $550, you could get that gun, a case of ammo, holster, and whatever mags you want, and be reasonably prepared and have some ammo to train with.
Yeah, no doubt. And the fact that it worked the way it did, shot the point of aim, and worked as flawlessly as it did. I mean, it's a sample of one, but everything we've experienced so far from all the guns we've gotten from Turkey has been actually pretty good.
Yeah, like surprisingly so. Like
Yeah.
you would not expect something this cheap to perform this well. American guns this cheap can't perform this well. Like they just don't work. Like you're in the category of high points and stuff in this price range, and they're not really built to shoot.
You know how many gun reviews I've done on this channel the last decade where it was an American manufactured gun and it didn't work out of the box?
Yeah.
Actually, more often than not, that was the case. And that is not the case with this. So what I do want to say is hopefully this is useful to some of you out there if you're considering becoming a new gun owner. Listen to that podcast. I'll link to it in the description below. But also, a Glock is a good choice because Glocks are ubiquitous.
Yep.
The ammo, doing this is all supported by you, the viewer. This is a demonetized channel, patreon.com/InRangeTV. If you already support us, thank you so much. If you could consider it, every dollar counts. Subscribe, click the bell, but share this with people that need this kind of information because not all of us can afford the most expensive thing, but something like this at this price point, hard to argue. Thanks for watching.